Have you noticed your fingers feeling a little stiff in the morning? Maybe you've struggled to open a jar, button a shirt, or pick up a coin. It might seem like a small inconvenience, but over time, these little moments can start to affect how independent and confident you feel in your daily life. The good news is, there's something simple you can do, starting today. A small hand movement, gentle and easy to learn, that helps keep your fingers more flexible and responsive. You don't need fancy tools, gym memberships, or even to leave your chair. It's a habit that takes just a few minutes a day, and while it may feel simple, the impact can be surprisingly powerful over time. Like many parts of our body, your hands respond well to small, consistent attention. And if you haven't already been doing daily finger stretches, today is a perfect time to begin. Before we dive into the details, let's pause and recognize something important. You are not alone in this. Research shows that finger stiffness is one of the most common changes people notice after the age of 60. Tendons may tighten, joints can lose fluid, and daily use may lead to small changes in mobility. But those changes don't have to mean a decline in what your hands can do. Movement, gentle, guided movement, can help restore some of that freedom. If you can sit comfortably and follow along, even from your kitchen table or living room chair, that's all you need. Let's begin with a single movement, called the finger wave. It's as simple as it sounds, but don't let that fool you. Sit comfortably, with your hands resting gently on your lap or a table in front of you. Let your shoulders relax. Breathe normally. Now, hold one hand in front of you, palm facing you. Slowly, very slowly, curl your fingers in, one at a time, starting with the little finger and working your way to the index finger like a slow-motion wave. Don't force it. The movement doesn't need to be perfect. Just let each finger fold in gently toward your palm. Then, slowly open the hand back up, one finger at a time. Now, try it again, this time with the other hand. Little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index, then slowly unfold. This finger wave motion does a few important things. First, it engages each finger individually, which keeps the smaller tendons and joints moving. Second, it helps improve circulation through the hand, something that naturally slows a bit with age. And third, it encourages focus. You're paying attention to your hands, listening to how they feel, and giving them a little care. A small daily action like this may seem almost too simple, but simplicity can be powerful when it's consistent. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't do it once a month. You do it daily because the benefits build up. The same goes for your fingers. Let's take a moment to reflect on how your hands feel right now. If they're a little stiff, that's okay. If they're sore or tired, that's okay too. This isn't about forcing anything. It's about checking in with your body and offering it a small act of support. In fact, according to the Arthritis Foundation, even just a few minutes a day of light finger movement can help reduce stiffness and improve range of motion in people over 60. These movements keep the synovial fluid, the natural lubricant inside your finger joints, moving smoothly. Like oil in an engine, it helps everything run better. It's worth remembering. Your hands have served you your whole life. They've held children, stirred soups, written letters, planted flowers, and turned the pages of many books. They've given, created, fixed, and felt. This small daily gesture is like a quiet thank you, a way to keep them moving so they can keep doing what you love. So, if you've been wondering if there's anything you can do about your hand stiffness, yes, there is. And it starts with this small daily wave. Let's go through the motion together one more time. Hand in front of you, palm facing inward. Start with the pinky, slowly curl it in. Then the ring finger, middle, index. Hold for a moment. Then release, one finger at a time. Relax your hand. Shake it out gently if it feels good. And smile. because you've already taken your first step. As we continue, let's take a moment to reflect on why finger flexibility really matters, especially as we grow older. It's not just about ease or comfort. It's about independence, confidence, and preserving the little freedoms we often don't think about until they become difficult. Imagine this. You're in your kitchen, trying to open a jar of peanut butter. You tighten your grip, twist, and it won't budge. You try again. Nothing. That feeling of being stuck can be frustrating, but it's more than that. It's a reminder of how essential our hands are to daily life. Or think about tying shoelaces, snapping buttons, or handwriting a birthday card to a grandchild. These are all small acts that rely on flexible fingers, fine motor control, and comfortable hand joints. When those everyday actions become hard, when your hands don't feel like they used to, it can affect more than your body. It can touch your mood, your sense of self, your connection to the world around you. Finger stiffness isn't always painful, but it can make you feel clumsy or slow. You might start avoiding certain tasks. Maybe you stop knitting. Maybe you skip cooking your favorite recipe because chopping vegetables just doesn't feel worth the effort. Over time, those little avoidances can add up and gently close the door on things you once loved. That's why paying attention to finger flexibility isn't about vanity or fuss. It's about preserving what matters to you. Now, let's talk about how aging naturally affects our hands. As we age, the cartilage that cushions our joints can wear down. The synovial fluid that lubricates our finger joints may decrease, making movement feel stiff. Muscles can weaken slightly, and tendons, those strong bands that connect muscle to bone, can lose a bit of their elasticity. None of this happens overnight, and none of it means decline is inevitable. In fact, the body is beautifully responsive to care, even later in life. One real-life example is Ruth, a retired school librarian from Minnesota. At 74, she began noticing her fingers felt stiff each morning. Buttoning her blouse took longer. She loved gardening, but found herself struggling to grasp small tools. Her doctor suggested simple daily hand exercises. She began with just 3 minutes each morning, sitting in her favorite chair by the window. After 3 weeks, she reported not only more comfortable mornings, but a return to weeding her garden and even beginning a little watercolor painting, something she hadn't touched in years. That's the quiet power of small habits. They give back more than you expect. And science supports this. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy showed that older adults who did basic hand and finger exercises daily experienced significant improvements in grip strength and joint flexibility over an 8-week period. Even short, low-effort routines produced measurable benefits. What does this mean for you? It means you have more control than you may think. You don't need perfect health. You don't need to be athletic. You just need to show up for your hands in small, consistent ways. Think of your fingers like musical instruments. Without regular tuning, they lose their range. But with a little gentle attention, they start to sing again. This is also about prevention. By keeping the joints in your fingers mobile, you may be reducing the likelihood of developing more serious stiffness down the road. Like stretching before a walk, you're keeping the range of motion open, so it doesn't slowly fade away. Some people worry they're too old to start something new like this. But your body doesn't carry that belief. It listens and responds to what you do. Whether you're 60, 70, or 90, movement matters. Movement helps. And here's something encouraging. You've already started. That little wave you did in, that's the beginning of a practice that can gently improve your day-to-day life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Your hands don't need to be fast or strong, just moving. So next time you reach for a doorknob or hold a mug of tea, take a moment to appreciate all the ways your fingers still serve you. Then give them that care in return. Let's now move into something practical and deeply helpful. A simple hand stretch you can begin doing today, wherever you are. We call this the tabletop stretch. A gentle, graceful movement that helps increase finger flexibility, reduces stiffness, and invites circulation into every knuckle and tendon. You don't need any equipment, just a quiet place to sit, and your own hands. To start, rest one hand in front of you, palm facing outward, like you're about to give a high five. Keep the fingers relaxed but extended. Now slowly begin to bend just the top 2 joints of each finger, folding the tips downward while keeping your knuckles straight. You're creating a shape that looks a bit like a table, or the letter L at each finger. This is why we call it the tabletop. Don't rush, don't force it. Some fingers may not bend as much as others. That's perfectly fine. Just go as far as feels gentle, and hold that shape for 5 seconds. Then slowly straighten the fingers back out and rest. Try it again. Hold the hand up, fingers extended. Then gently fold the top 2 joints, making that table shape. Hold for 5 seconds, and release. Now switch hands and repeat. You might feel a bit of tightness at first, especially if your fingers haven't moved this way in a while. That's normal. What matters is the movement, the communication between your brain and your hand. With each repetition, you're inviting more fluid into the joints, encouraging the tendons to stretch and helping the muscles stay awake. Let's do the movement together again. Hand up, fingers extended. Curl the fingertips down to touch the base of your fingers, or wherever they reach without pain. Pause. Breathe. Then gently straighten them. A good goal is to do 5 to 10 repetitions on each hand once or twice a day. Morning and evening can be great times, while you're watching TV, waiting for the kettle to boil, or even sitting in bed. This is a stretch used widely in hand therapy. Occupational therapists recommend it to people recovering from surgery, arthritis flare-ups, or general hand weakness. But it's also an excellent habit for those who simply want to keep their hands agile and responsive. Consider Jerry, a 68-year-old former piano teacher in Arizona. After retirement, he found himself typing more slowly and struggling with the fine motor skills he once had. He started doing the tabletop stretch each morning with his coffee, just 5 minutes a day. After 6 weeks, he noticed he could type emails more comfortably and play short melodies again. He didn't regain the speed of his youth, but he reclaimed ease and confidence. There's a quiet dignity in that kind of recovery. It's not flashy. It's not about pushing. It's about nourishing what you have, supporting your body so it supports you back. And here's something beautiful. Stretching your fingers has benefits beyond just physical flexibility. A study published in the Journal of Aging Research found that older adults who performed daily hand exercises also reported increased feelings of independence and emotional well-being. Their ability to dress, cook, write, and interact with others improved, and that improvement led to a greater sense of self-esteem. So this stretch? It's not just for your fingers, it's for your sense of ability. Now, if you find it hard to make the full tabletop shape, don't worry. Try a modified version. Simply bend each finger toward your palm one at a time, like you're gently drumming the air. That still engages the joints and builds coordination. You can work up to fuller stretches over time. If your fingers feel sore afterward, it's okay to stop, rest, and apply a little warmth, perhaps a warm washcloth or a soak in comfortably warm water. Think of this as a conversation with your body. Kindness is more effective than force. You may even choose to massage your hands afterward. Using your thumb to gently rub the palm and each finger in slow circles can stimulate blood flow and help muscles relax. This is especially soothing before bedtime. Here's a gentle checklist you can keep in mind when doing this stretch. Posture. Sit tall but relaxed. Feet flat, shoulders soft. Breath. Breathe slowly, matching your movement to your breath. Speed. Move at about half the speed you think you should. Slow is safer and more mindful. Effort. Aim for mild stretch, not pain or strain. Repetition. 5 to 10 times per hand, once or twice daily. The tabletop stretch is one of those small rituals that feels minor at first, but becomes something you look forward to. A quiet moment of care, a signal to your body that it's still capable and still supported. So as you move through your day, whether you're reading, cooking, or folding laundry, carry this new awareness of your hands with you. They've done so much for you, and with just a few minutes a day, you can return the favor. Let's take a moment now to gently peek beneath the surface, to understand why this small hand exercise works so well. The stretch may feel simple on the outside, but inside your hands, remarkable things are happening. Each of your fingers is made up of 3 small bones called phalanges, connected by flexible joints. These joints are supported by tendons, which attach muscle to bone, and by ligaments, which keep the joints stable. When you move your fingers, especially with purpose as in the tabletop or finger wave, you engage and stretch these tendons and ligaments. You also stimulate the small muscles of the hand and forearm, improving blood flow, warmth, and responsiveness. As we age, 2 important things naturally begin to change: collagen elasticity and synovial fluid production. Collagen is a protein that gives tissues their flexibility and strength. Over time, collagen stiffens a bit. The result? Joints don't bend quite as smoothly as they used to. Movements may feel tighter or a bit jerky. Meanwhile, the body produces a little less synovial fluid, the slippery substance that lubricates your finger joints. Think of it like oil in a hinge. When there's less of it, the hinge starts to creak. But here's the wonderful part. Movement helps. When you bend and stretch your fingers regularly, even gently, your body responds by producing more of that, lubricating fluid. It's like waking up a sleepy faucet. It flows better when it's used. There's real science to back this up. A study in clinical interventions in aging found that daily hand movements significantly improved joint mobility in adults over by enhancing both muscle engagement and synovial circulation. What surprised the researchers was how small the exercises could be and still show results. You don't need intensity. You need consistency. Think of your hand like a garden. If you water it a little each day, the plants stay healthy. Wait too long, and the soil dries up. Movement is the water. Let's also touch on the nervous system. Every stretch, every wave of your fingers sends a signal through your nerves. These are tiny electrical messages that keep your brain and body in constant communication. When you practice fine movements, you not only preserve flexibility, you also preserve coordination and control. That's especially important as we age. You may have heard the term use it or lose it. It applies here. Neural pathways that aren't used regularly can start to fade, but regular mindful movement keeps those pathways alive and well. Even simple motions can help improve proprioception, your body's ability to know where it is in space. That's one reason why finger exercises can actually reduce the risk of accidental drops or fumbling with small objects. Your brain remembers better how to control the hand. Let's take a real-world example. Anita, age 72, found herself frequently dropping her keys and struggling to tie her apron behind her back. After incorporating simple finger and wrist movements into her morning routine, she noticed not only improved grip, but fewer mistakes with her hands. She felt more connected to them again. That sense of connection is no small thing. Now, you may be wondering, what if I already have arthritis? Gentle hand exercises like the tabletop stretch can actually help arthritis symptoms, especially when done without strain. Movement reduces stiffness and can help the joints feel more comfortable. Always check with your doctor if you have concerns. But many people with osteoarthritis find that daily finger stretching eases their discomfort over time. One important note: if you ever feel sharp pain, swelling, or extreme discomfort during a stretch, pause. Pain is your body's way of asking for gentleness. Switch to a simpler movement, or take a break. You're in charge. You set the pace. Now let's talk about something subtle but important: circulation. Your fingers are far from your heart, and as we age, circulation to the extremities can slow. That's why some people overnotice their hands feel cold or tingly more often. Regular movement, like these stretches, encourages blood flow to the hands and fingers, helping them stay warm, nourished, and alert. In fact, a Japanese study published in Geriatrics and Gerontology International found that daily hand mobility exercises in older adults not only improved dexterity, but also reduced feelings of numbness and cold in the fingertips. All of this happens quietly. There's no fireworks, no sweat, no strain. Just your body responding, slowly and steadily to the care you're giving it. The tabletop stretch, the finger wave, these are like kind words spoken to your body. And over time, your body answers back with a little more movement, a little more ease. One final thought here: movement also supports emotional well-being. When we feel capable, when we can do small things for ourselves, it builds confidence. It's not about being young. It's about being able. And you are able. So the next time you stretch your fingers, know that it's not just a physical exercise. It's an invitation, a quiet celebration of what your body can still do, and will continue to do, with your care. Now that you've learned the why and how, let's gently bring it all together. This final section is your gentle guide for making finger stretches, a natural part of your daily rhythm, something as simple and regular as brushing your teeth or pouring your morning tea. We'll start by creating a routine. The beauty of the tabletop stretch and the finger wave we introduced earlier is that they don't require a gym, a yoga mat, or a special time of day. You can do them while watching the news, while waiting for your coffee or tea to brew, sitting at the edge of your bed before or after sleep, or even during a phone call with a friend. Try pairing it with something you already do daily. This creates a habit loop, where the existing behavior becomes a cue. For example, when you sit in your favorite chair in the morning, take 2 minutes for your hands before reading the paper. Let's imagine a gentle routine that takes under 5 minutes. Warm your hands by rubbing them together slowly for seconds. This wakes up circulation. Do the finger wave. Open and close your hands 5 times, slowly and gently. Move into the tabletop stretch 5 times each hand. Finish with a hand massage. Use your thumb to press gently along the palm, then slide along each finger from base to tip. No rush, no pressure. Just quiet, intentional care. You might be thinking, will this really make a difference? Yes, over time, small effort becomes great reward. Take the story of James, 76, who used to love woodworking. He stopped after arthritis in his fingers made holding tools painful. But after 2 months of daily finger stretching, he found his hands less stiff and even picked up his carving tools again. He said it wasn't just about movement. It was about feeling like himself again. That's what this is all about. Let's also talk briefly about motivation. It's natural to forget or to wonder if skipping a day will undo progress. It won't. Think of finger care like tending a garden. Not every day must be perfect. Just consistent attention over time. If it helps, write a little reminder on a sticky note. Stretch your hands. Or set a calm phone alert with a gentle chime. You can even make it part of something joyful, like listening to your favorite music or a podcast. Some people find it soothing to keep a hand journal, where they jot down how their hands feel in the morning and evening. It doesn't have to be detailed, just a note like hands felt warm, or stiff today, but better after stretching. Over time, this can show you just how far you've come. And if you ever feel discouraged, remember this. Progress is not always loud. Often, it's quiet and gradual. One morning, you'll button your shirt without thinking. You'll sign your name more smoothly. You'll lift a pot without shifting your grip. That's progress. These small wins matter. Let's gently summarize the most important ideas. Your fingers are complex, beautiful structures that need regular movement to stay flexible. Aging changes how your joints and tendons feel, but not your ability to care for them. The tabletop. Stretch and finger wave are safe, gentle ways to improve mobility. Science supports the use of daily hand movement for better joint health, circulation, and coordination. Just 5 minutes a day can protect your independence and renew small daily joys. Before we close, try this. Hold your hand out now, just one hand. Look at it. Think of all it's done for you. Held children, written letters, built things, prepared meals, carried books, folded blankets, given comfort. Now, gently curl your fingers in, hold for a moment, and stretch them wide open. That's your gift back. Thank you for being here, for taking the time to learn something that may seem small but can make a big difference in your day-to-day life. You've shown up for your hands today, and they'll show up for you. Takeaway summary. Let's take a gentle breath and review what we've explored together. Your fingers are vital tools for independence, expression, and daily comfort. As we age, it's completely normal to notice some stiffness or reduced flexibility, but that doesn't mean we're powerless. Quite the opposite. By practicing just a few simple movements, like the tabletop stretch and finger wave, you keep the joints mobile, stimulate helpful fluids, maintain coordination, and even support your sense of confidence. These movements improve blood flow, keep muscles gently engaged, and can help prevent or ease the symptoms of conditions like arthritis. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's presence. A few minutes a day is enough to make a meaningful change over time. Small habits, practiced gently, can preserve the freedom to write, button, stir, hold, and create. Your hands have served you well, and these exercises are one way to return that care. So, whether you stretch in the morning sun or while winding down before sleep, know that every movement counts, and every moment spent caring for yourself is time well spent. You are still capable, still growing, still strong in ways that matter, and your hands, they're listening. Outro. If you found today's video helpful, please consider subscribing to Wisderly. We're here with you, offering calm, science-backed guidance to help you stay active, curious, and emotionally well at every stage of life. Take care of your hands, and they'll take care of you. Until next time, stay well and be kind to yourself. Close-up of an older hand struggling to grip a jar lid, then gently massaging the palm. Calm, pastel background. Warm, natural light. Overlay text. Do this one exercise daily. Visual of daily activities. Buttoning a shirt, holding a teacup, writing a letter. Soft focus shots of hands gardening or painting. Medical-style graphic of finger joint anatomy. Gentle colors simplified. Slow-motion demo of the tabletop stretch, both hands. Cut to older adults smiling while stretching hands at kitchen tables or in armchairs. Diagram with labels. Joint, tendon, movement, lubrication. Animated hand with a circulatory system showing improved blood flow. Visualization of synovial fluid flowing through joints. Gentle chart showing study results with improved grip or flexibility. Real-life montage. Hands tying apron, holding paintbrush, holding grandchild's hand. Older adult stretching hands in bed or in a morning chair. Ending card. Your hands remember. Keep them moving.